Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I am talking about some of my favorite Christmas traditions that, okay, my daughter's going loony over there, but anyways, today I'm talking about our favorite Christmas traditions. One of my favorite is watching Christmas movies during the Christmas season. I really enjoy watching Christmas movies. Like I showed yesterday, like I posted, Vlogmas Day 3, which is today, is 4. And my favorite movies, like I showed yesterday, Home Alone, Gone with the Wind, even though Gone with the Wind is not a Christmas movie, but for some reason, like I said in the other video, I enjoy watching that. And my hair is just sticking straight up like a rooster tail. I don't know, it's got some funky stuff going on. Another thing is that I like about our Christmas traditions, we have family members over, and we have gift exchange and dinners. Christmases have been totally different for me now because, well, my father passed away about 13 years ago, and you can actually anyways, the Christmas traditions with my dad was fun and very memorable. We used to have like a big white flock Christmas tree, you know. It was an 8-foot Christmas tree, and I always enjoyed decorating it with my dad. We'd go to a store called Watson's. You all might remember Watson's, you know, a department store. And we would go and get a Christmas ornament every year. And that was our Christmas tradition. And I actually tried that with my kids, my family now, is going out every year and get a new ornament for that year. And so I got a big, huge collection of Christmas ornaments that was been dated back to the time when I was born, or maybe a year or two before I was born. And that was a long time. But that is one of the traditions, is getting a Christmas ornament every year. That was a favorite of ours. And each year we take turns picking it out. Like my dad would pick one out, and then I'd turn around and pick one out. And we used to have the whole house decorated. We had the Christmas tree. We actually had 2 Christmas trees. I lived in a 3-story house growing up with my dad, and I would put the Christmas tree up downstairs in the basement. And okay, I gotta quit watching my daughter. She's over there acting retarded. So anywho, we also the baking. The baking was also a favorite of mine during the Christmas season. Was my dad? I remember the time that he made some homemade yeast roast, and right now, you know, you got bread machines and stuff like that. Then we didn't have any bread machines, and so our oven went out, you know, right around Christmas time. And so, good time for it to go out. But he decided he's going to make some homemade yeast roast for Christmas dinner. Well, he mixed up the batter and stuff like that in the dough, and he rigged up a light bulb, and he hung it in the oven, okay? He hung it in the oven, and he spoon dropped the dough into the little muffin pans. And so what he done is he stuck it in the oven And for some reason, I don't know why he did it, but he did it. And he laid wax paper on top of it. And the light melted the wax paper on down the rows. And so my dad had to throw every row he had away and make a new batch. Like I said, don't ask me why he did that. I couldn't tell you, but he did do that, and that was just absolutely so hilarious. Then there was a year where my sister came in, and I got a half sister, and she lives in North Carolina now. But she came in one year and visited us for the Christmas season. And she was helping my dad make fruitcake. So my dad was into fruitcake baking during the Christmas season. And what happened was one fruitcake didn't go too well. And so my sister didn't want him, to throw away the dough from the fruitcake. Needless to say, my sister was a teenager. Teenagers, they do crazy, weird things. And they like weird things. And so, especially my sister. So what she done, she took the batter from the fruitcake and ate it. And it was kind of, I never did like fruitcake then, and I was still not too big on fruitcake. And I remember my dad, he used to put bourbon in fruitcakes when he baked them. And we always had like a smoked turkey and a ham. And so we had a smoker, and I remember my dad would have to use the smoker. I was into everything when I was growing up. I was just a little troublemaker, I guess you could say. And I would sit downstairs in the basement and watch TV, and I'd eat, and I, just veg out and watch TV. Well, I was too lazy to take dishes up to the kitchen after I was done with them. And so I just laid them underneath the bed. We had like a day bed there. Well, Dad started cleaning. I was like, oh, I gotta move those dishes before he finds them. Well, needless to say, those dishes, well, they had a garden in them. And so I was like, I'll hide them in the smoker. Yeah, well, my dad found the dishes in the smoker. Needless to say, I got in deep trouble. I mean, majorly deep trouble. So, I never, ever done that again. But, I've had a lot of, I could sit here for hours to tell you all the Christmas stuff that I done. I remember going to my aunt's house, and she'd have like a real small Christmas tree sitting at the top of the steps on the landing. And I always look forward to going over to my aunt's, during the Christmas season. And she didn't decorate her Christmas tree like everybody else did. She collected matchboxes, the little box of matches that, you can get. Well, she kept those, and she wrapped them in gift wrap and put little ribbons on them, and she hung them on her tree. And her Christmas tree was just decorated with wrapped matchboxes. And I always sat and pretend that those were presents, and I opened about one or two of them. But I was curious, and as I got a little bit older, I thought, I ain't gonna do that, and I knew there wasn't nothing in them, so I just thought I'd go ahead and tear them open, and that was a bad thing on my part. But anywho, Christmas baking, like I said, was a big thing. My family believed in making bourbon balls, with Maker's Mark. And my aunt and her sister and her other sister, see, my aunt came from, my grandmother, my aunt, and my great aunt. And so, anyways, they came over for Christmas one year. My mom told me this story. They came over for dinner one year, and you'll never believe my whole family liked their liquor. For some reason, they liked their liquor. So, anyways, they come over one year. My hair looks like crap. They came over one year, and my grandmother had a flask. Well, she's trying to put on airs, that she is hoity-toity, She didn't drink or anything like that. So what she done, she took her flask into my bathroom, my personal bathroom. And she would drink in the bathroom there at the Christmas gathering. Well, and here is, my aunt, Mother Aunt Virginia. She's sitting there, and she's just like, trying to be all proper, and stuff like that. And they were drunk. My family wasn't like a bunch of troublemakers. There wasn't a bunch of alkies, I could say, but they done it classy way, socially. And I just remember so much, there wasn't no trouble, no problems, no craziness. But it was they drank on special occasions, and Maker's Mark was the biggest thing in my family. And they didn't drink hardly any cheap stuff. They always hit the whiskey, Maker's Mark and 7-Up. But that was just absolutely weird, And, but anywho, I had a whole lot of good times growing up in the Christmases that we had. And now since everybody in my family are gone, it's not the same, anymore. But it does have the same meaning to me, it does have the same meaning. And I enjoy Christmases a lot, especially with my kids. And we started this tradition thing called the Polar Express. This is when my kids were a little bit younger. And one year I surprised them. I fixed them a big snack or whatever, and I sat them down from the TV during the Christmas season. And I let them watch Polar Express. And then while they was in there watching Polar Express, I sneak into the kitchen and I make hot chocolate and stuff. And I printed out these little Polar Express golden tickets. And after the movie was off, I went upstairs and told the kids, I said, you gotta go to bed. So they go to bed. And then I turn around and I say, okay, get up. Well, they're both in their pajamas. Okay, we got them out into the car in their pajamas, and we made popcorn and hot chocolate. And that was the Polar Express. And I was standing there and I clipped their ticket, as they got into the car. And as they got into the car, they got their little bag of popcorn and they got their little cup of hot chocolate. And they sat in there in the back of the car, And we drive through town and look at Christmas lights. And that was that was the biggest thing to my kids. They're older now. One's 15 and one's 13, which is, I don't think they would appreciate the Polar Express anymore. But anyways, they did enjoy that, and the looks on their face, when they got into the car, it was snowing too. And we done that for a couple years. They had a friend over and we done it then, and they enjoyed it. But that's the way our Christmas traditions were, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. And if you want, leave a comment down below tell me about your Christmas traditions, what you enjoy about Christmas. And I will see you in Vlogmas number 5 tomorrow. So don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.